Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good afternoon. Hello. Yes, I know it's a few minutes after 12. Oh my gosh. You ever had a Murphy morning? I've had a Murphy morning. Hello. For those of you that are not familiar with Murphy, just hold on. You'll probably meet him sometime in your lifetime. But that means whenever it can go wrong, does go wrong. It was a crazy, crazy morning. I mean, really, really crazy, high tech, if you want to call it, or maybe low tech, because my website just went crazy. I couldn't get on. And, when you're online talking to various help desks, that could take forever. So, anyway, I'm here. You're here. Welcome. Welcome to day 4 of Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa, the 7-day Kwanzaa challenge. Kwanzaa uh, in life challenge. That's what it's called, actually. I'm so excited. I really am. I remain excited to be here because every day above ground is a good day, and there are some people that didn't make it here today. A lot of the things that we take for granted, ladies and gentlemen, just the fact of being here is huge. We are living, we're breathing. If you're here online, you can hear, you can see, likely, you can walk, talk, those things that we just believe are to be expected are not a given. So I pause just for a moment and say, thank you, Lord, for today. Thank you for watching, for tuning in. And we're going to jump in and talk about something that's dear to my heart, particularly challenging this morning, as I just described, feeds into this particular principle, Kwanzaa principle number 4, which is Ujamaa, excuse me, I said it backwards. Ujamaa, Ujamma, Ujamaa. And that's cooperative economics. Oh my gosh. As an entrepreneur, as a business person, of course, economics and cooperative economics in particular is very, very important. It's important to our community. It's important to the world. That's working together, partnering, supporting one another, engaging in a way that's meaningful. Is really, really important. I talked about on Monday when we talked about unity, excuse me, as the principle and how we don't want to be a lone ranger. Well, quite frankly, you can't be in business or in economics and be a lone ranger. You need customers, you need colleagues, you need supporters to work together and partners. So it really fits all together. And then we talked about self-determination. That's a big part in really being able to have an enterprise, to move forward and to develop our businesses and develop it in a way that's meaningful, coming from who you are as you define yourself. We talked about that on Tuesday with self-determination. And yesterday, of course, we talked about collective work and responsibility. That means, again, we're sharing each other's loads and challenges and problems and solving problems with our neighbors, taking that on, if you would, and the responsibility of reaching out and consistently providing the ability to sustain that type of a relationship that we're developing. So we come back to today, Ujamaa, cooperative economics. When we think about our country, again, remember when Kwanzaa was initiated, which back in 1960, 66 specifically, and it was a lot of division among ourselves as well as the community. And so it was about bringing people back together, rebuilding. There was a lot of destruction of property and communities, and it was rebuilding in a physical way and an emotional way. And so we want to really support. At that time, the emphasis was heavily on Black-owned businesses, which I believe still is important today, for sure, or minority-owned businesses or people of color businesses, because by and large, we know most of the major corporations and even a lot of the smaller ones or mid-sized corporations are not necessarily minority owned. And we need them all. We need the mega stores and we need the mom and pop stores. So what this is all about is really encouraging and supporting various people that you know. And I really want to urge you, is particularly today on this day, and as we move forward, to consciously consider who can I support? What companies, what organizations that are really trying to grow and become a part of the economics of our structure of our country? How can I support them? How can I buy their goods from them? Now, sometimes because we don't have the scale of large companies, the advantage, you have bulk and you can buy in bulk and the price point can be reduced. So we tend to want to go to the Walmarts and their whole model is low, 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 low price. And yes, those are times we can do that. But every now and then, what I encourage you to do is to pay that premium price for that company that's coming out and cannot afford to compete with the Walmart of these days. But they'll never get there if they don't give customers or have customers that support them. So I really want to urge you to spend that extra little bit. Maybe take that extra Starbucks coffee money and put it toward a product that is a little bit more expensive than a Target or a Walmart, but it supports companies to help them grow. We talk about cooperative economics. We want to be mindful of that as we go forward. Some of you may remember from history, there was a point where there was a Black Wall Street. And that's just one example. Of course, we have various communities that concentrate their community, their group, and create a space where they have businesses. Like you have Chinatown and Little Mexico or Little Italy. When I lived in Chicago, I lived really close to a Little Italy, and there were a lot of wonderful Italian restaurants around there. So we don't have to just keep them in the community because we are all over. But I really want to encourage you to look at how you can be supportive in those instances. I want to mention something that I'm excited about. We talk about collective economics or cooperative economics. One of the things is we want to use the gifts and talents, the ideas, the resources that we have individually, and to use our creativity, which is just in a day or so, we're going to talk about that principle. But I want to bring that in a little bit here because when we look at our self-determination yesterday, who we are, what gifts and talents we have, and how we can operate and own and name ourselves from our own perspective, and we combine that creative juice that we have, we can create and establish products and services that are unique, that are right in alignment with the whole Kwanzaa principle. One other aspect of Kwanzaa is they like to do handmade, crafted kinds of things, not necessarily buying things off the shelf. What can you make with your hands? What can you create with your gifts and talents? And putting that together in something from nothing, right? It's a wonderful thing. Well, it's not nothing, but we put together things in different ways that wasn't in existence before. Now we have a new something from various pieces that were around us in the past. I'm excited because one of the things that I did in alignment with this, in alignment with the Kwanzaa principles, but also just in alignment with who I am, is I did something creative. I thought was creative. Actually, it's beautiful. I created a Kwanzaa calendar. Okay, so one of the things, let's just me debrief you on the concept behind it. And I want to share it with you and certainly ask you to support me in getting your own version of it. Ultimately, I want to do that, but I want to give you background on it. All right. So first of all, I am very creative. I think all of us are creative. Some are more than others. And I claim my creativity. I love designing things and making things pretty and pulling things together that weren't together before. So that's just something that Celeste loves to do. And I particularly love using graphics and things on the computer. So that works really well for me. Secondly, when I think about Kwanzaa and the principles, and as a speaker and a trainer, one of the things I know is you must repeat and remind yourself of the principles and the practices and the mindset that you want. You have to feed your mind consistently to shift. You can't keep thinking the same way and acting the same way and expecting something different. So if you want to shift and think differently and think prosperous, think collective work, and you have to program your mind. So you need that repetition. So I'm very much into signs and what have you. So with the calendar, you have the message on that that reminds you every day of that message until it becomes a part of who you are. So you've got the creativity, you've got the positive message, you've got the beauty, because I use beautiful photos, things that represent what that principle is, or something that I think just really resonates with the energy of that day. So you combine all that together and you provide a vehicle, something that's reasonably priced that people can afford, but it also will keep the message going throughout the year. We call this challenge the 7-day Kwanzaa in life. That means throughout life, not just this week. It's a Kwanzaa week that we celebrate, but what do you do in January? What do you do in February? How about in August? Are you still living and remembering what these principles are? Well, the calendar provides that. So I'm just real excited to share this with you. I'm going to see if I can open this up for you. I was having some issues with my computer, as I said to you before, and I just want to see if I can share my screen. Woohoo, and let you see something. I may have to send it out to you separately, but hey, Charlie, how are you today? So glad that you are here. I am keep looking up because it has been like I say, a Murphy morning, and I want to try to see if I can get you this information, and I don't think I can present. Let's see, extra slides. Share screen. I might be able to make this happen. Hold on. Get my window. Chrome. It's coming. StreamYard. I don't think it's working for me today as I want it. So I'm going to have to share it with you tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow, later on today. Maybe I'll re-record the session and be able to upload it for you. Because again, what can you say? Life happens, but it is a wonderful calendar, and I want to make sure that you get it. So check back with me a little bit later, and I will make sure it's available for you, that you can participate in that. It's great for your it's a little desk calendar, and it's really cute. So whatever it might be, I want you to think about yourself. What kinds of things can you create? What kinds of companies, or what companies or people do you know that you can support? How can you make a difference in the economy of your community, of your family? I went to the reunion I mentioned earlier this week. I went to my family reunion earlier this year, and I found out that one of my cousins has a whole t-shirt company. I have another cousin that makes bracelets. Matter of fact, I have one right here. She gave one to me, little bracelets with messages on it. And they're really, really cool. And so there are various people. I have musicians in my family, people who actually record. I record. I'll sing something for you, or maybe play one of my songs from a CD that's coming out. So there's all these different people that are enterprising, that right in my own family, that I can support. So instead of me going to a t-shirt factory, someone outside of someone that I don't know, I could go online, Google, and find a company. But why don't I support my cousin who creates t-shirts and help his economy grow? Yes, if I want to have jewelry and nice little gifts to give people, who in my family or my friend circle that I can support? Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to make a difference. It'll make a difference to that person. It reminds me of that it's an old saying that talks about crabs on the beach, right? And someone's walking along the way. It's an old story. I'm sure you've heard it before, but it's a great point for what I'm trying to share right now. There's all these crabs on the beach. The water washed them up, and so this person who's walking down the way down the beach decides to try to throw them back in the water so they could survive, because they needed water. And he's throwing other ones and throwing another, and one guy is saying, he can't possibly make a difference. All of those crabs, he can't help all of those. And the other guy says, yeah, but to that one crab that he throws in, it made a difference to them. Yes. So it may not be that you can help all of them, but that one entrepreneur, that one person, that one business that you buy that extra thing from can really make a difference. So I really want to encourage you. to consider making a sacrifice, to making an effort. And I don't even know if it's totally a sacrifice because often it's a better made product than some of the manufactured things. So just want to share that with you. Now we need to light our candles. Got to do our ritual. Remember, we've got the 7 candles, the canara that holds them. I'm going to start. Which one do we start with? Come on, type it in. Make a note. We start with the black one, which is in the middle. And why do we start there? Because that represents unity, the people, right? And then we go over here and we do day 2 and day 3. Kujudakalia was day 2, day 3. And now we're on day 4. Ooh, we're out of our red candles. All right. So again, we light the candles as a way to be reminded of the principle for the day. Today again is Ujamaa. Ujamaa, Cooperative Economics, is to build and maintain our own stores, our own shops, and other businesses, and to profit from them together. We want to grow our businesses. We want to grow our lives. We want to not only be kind to one another and share their burdens, not only be unified, that's a wonderful thing, not only to come from our own determination and our own perspective and our own voice, but we also want to build our businesses. We want to support one another. And so that's what today is all about. I'm so glad that you're here. I know it was a crazy day. Sometimes life happens, but you just press forward. And that's what I'm doing today. It's been tough. Sometimes life is just throws you some lemons. And what do? You keep pressing forward. You press play. You get on anyway. You give what you have and you trust people get value. And then you come back and you do it again tomorrow until eventually you get to the top. So that's my story for today. I'm going to wrap it up today. I look forward to talking with you tomorrow. We've got another great day. Tomorrow is a fabulous day. It's on one of my favorite topics, which is purpose. And there's a special treat that I'm doing tomorrow evening. Some of you may want to participate. Some of you know I'm doing a vision board happy hour. Woo! In the evening. It's going to be fantastic. And for those of you who want to know about it, just send me a direct message or an inquiry, and I will make sure you know the details on participating. So for now, I'm going to say goodbye for the day. And again, we want to remember that the principle is Ujamaa, Cooperative Economics. Peace. Bye-bye.